And moving on to this, if part of your New Year's resolutions is to manage your money better, then this conversation is for you. With sometimes very little to go around, is it even possible for you to spend wisely? Well, let's get some tips now and speak to Gerald Mwandiambira, Sugar Creek Wealth Management Partner and Financial Planner. Thank you so much, Gerald, for your time, and Happy New Year and all the best for the year. So while it may seem like the most obvious thing to do, but let's start with the importance of drawing up a budget.
Well, definitely. It's the beginning of the year and most South Africans are in that mood of New Year's resolutions. Everyone is trying to say, what can I do better around my finances? And the general thing is, don't start with the budget, but rather start with setting goals in terms of what you want to achieve financially this year. The one thing I note when most people fail with resolutions, and 78% of people fail to keep a resolution, is accountability. So accountability means if you want to do things differently this year, either A, hire yourself a financial planning professional, B, join a stokvel or a group that will hold you accountable, or C, work with family and friends. Once you have accountability, it makes it a bit easier because when you have set your goal, there's someone you have to answer to. You can also automate your accountability by using the banking apps and all the technology available, which allows you to save. Because on your wealth journey, there's income, there's survival, there's investment, and then you go on to passive income, and at the top you have philanthropy. Most South Africans are sitting on survival, and if you want to get out of survival mode this year, you need to be accountable to someone around your savings and basically also seek professional advice, because trying to do what you did last year, which didn't work, might not work this year. Set a specific goal that's measurable and achievable. So a simple goal could be simply, I'm not paying the minimum installment on any of my bills or my bond. That way you already make progress.
So Gerald, someone is watching us then and they're saying, but I don't have much to go around already, and you're talking about saving. How do I reconcile the two?
Look, saving doesn't always necessarily have to be having a surplus on your income. You can save by changing your behavior. You can save by adapting your diet or switching off the lights in your house when you're not using them if you have no load shedding. Or you can save by simply, going for ride share or carpooling with colleagues. Believe it or not, Bongiwe, even using e-hailing often works out cheaper than driving your own car. So saving can be about adaptations in your behavior, which lead to money coming back into your pocket and not always a surplus. So that's the first step. But there were some of the easiest things are simply things like paying a bit extra on your minimum installment on your credit card or your bond, or even simply saying, look, I'm not going to save 1,000 Rand a month, because you'll never. Start with 50 Rand, start with 100, and say I'm going to do it for 4 months. The thing about savings is experiential. Once you've experienced the success, you can move on to the next level.
Now, there's something else that some people also contend with, and they don't know whether it's a good idea or not. But debt consolidation, does that also help you to be able to free up some much needed cash?
Definitely. Debt consolidation works hand in hand with you having that professional financial advice, because you can get an advisor who gets you into the lowest interest rate possible. And if you're in good financial standing, it's a good time to go into debt consolidation or consolidate your debt, because that lowers your monthly repayment and sometimes also lowers your risk because you only owe one lender. But it needs to be done responsibly. And from the responsibly side, you need to have accountability and have someone helping you to make those decisions. Money is not a natural skill. You have to be trained, you have to be coached, and after you've learned the ropes, you can go ahead and do it on your own. Simply, it's the same as those going to the gym who are starting this week. They're going to the fitness trainer. Once they know the exercises, they don't need them in the future, but you need to be taught how to do it properly so that you can gain or find success in the future.
There's something else that, we often do. So if you're approaching financial institutions, maybe you're looking to buy a car, you're looking to buy a house, and they give you a deal and they simply say, this is what we think is best for you, and these are the repayment terms and all of that. But not a lot of us scrutinize those particular deals that they're offering us. So what are some of the things that we look out for in order to ensure that we're not getting a raw deal?
Look, I think, any financial contract is a legal contract. So try and make friends with someone who can help you to get through the financial and legal jargon to know what you're going into. Secondly, remember, all the banks are competing against each other. The moment you have one offer, go next door and knock on the next bank and say, I want a better deal. One of the things South Africans are very weak at is negotiating with financial institutions. We are so afraid of banks that we think that we are lucky just for them to advance us a loan or facility. But once you've got that facility, go to the next bank and guess what? Often they'll take out 25 or 50 basis points off that exact amount. So let's negotiate better. Let's understand the policy or the legal document of the agreements we take. And remember, by law, banks can even are compelled to communicate in all 11 official languages. So don't be intimidated by English. You can say, I want somebody to speak to me and explain this contract in isiZulu or whatever language you speak until you have reached a point of understanding. Because those are the smokes and mirrors which financial institutions have gotten away with for many years. Let's start getting back at them, make them explain what they're giving us. And when they give it to us, go next door, get a better deal.
Gerald, always a pleasure. Let me thank you so much for your time this afternoon. That was Gerald Mwandiambira, Sugar Creek Wealth Management Partner and Financial Partner. So, negotiate, negotiate, negotiate.